Welcome to Season 2 of Solopreneur Success Strategies. This is Jane Gardner, and we are going to be talking about home business startup. And we're going to be talking about starting, running, and growing your own home business, whether offline or on. Monday is all about mindset, of course. Tuesday is all about starting a home biz. Wednesday is about selling, sales, and your customer. Thursday is going to be about running your home biz, and Friday will be growing your home business. Saturday is all about putting systems in your business, and Sunday is all about strategy. So subscribe to this daily podcast to help you start, run, and grow your home biz. For more information, go to bo8hb.com. Welcome, this is Jane Gardner, and today we're going to be looking at a skill that an entrepreneur needs to know and have in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. We last time looked at the 4 numbers that you need to know about on your business, and they include revenue, of course, my favorite, the gross profit and the net profit. Go back and have a look at our last episode and you'll find out that it was there talking about it. We also looked at cash flow, and that's very important, having your cash flowing and making sure you have a steady stream of it. We had to look at the price point as well and deciding what your price point should be for your business, as well as we had to look at the expenses, of course, the cost of goods and the business expenses that you'll have. So those are the 4 numbers that you really need to know in your business that are revenue, cash flow, price point, and expenses. And today we're going to have a look at how to quickly determine a price point for your product or service. Now, first off, you have to do some research, and you need to be able to look at your competitors to help you in your pricing of your product. So have a look at your competitors and see what kind of price they have for something similar. It'll give you an understanding about your customer and your competitors, and then there's a few questions to ask about. So ask yourself, how does your competitor market it to its customers? If you know how they're marketing it, that will help you determine what the price point might be that you can compete with. For example, are they on the internet, or are they doing it through wholesale, or are they doing it through a membership, or are they doing it through advertising? What are their prices like? Compare them to what you thought you might want to use, and what unique value do they offer? Why is your competitor different from you, and how do they innovate, and how does that translate into better value for the price point for the product that they have or their service? So you have to have a look at your competitors, a serious look, and see what their unique value that they offer, and also how do they innovate, and why does that translate into better value for their customer? And so the value is the use that someone gets out of a product, and then you have a look at the price of your product. So the price would be the actual amount people pay for a product. So one man or woman's trash may be another man or woman's treasure. So you have to ask yourself, what is the value, the use that someone will get out of it as versus what the price will be? Is the value greater than the price that you're going to give them, or is it not? Adding value doesn't necessarily involve adding cost. You could add value so that you could do something like making it quicker, speeding up either delivery, or improving the quality of the product or service, or being more trustworthy or reliable or responsive to your customers so that you have much better customer service. You could add some new technology into your product or service, or make the process easier for then in terms of what their product or service is. It's kind of hard, of course, unless you know what the product is, obviously, but that's one of the ways you can think about it. So, for example, I have a business of at-home business membership that I'm offering right now on founders rates, because it has some of the information in there, but certainly not everything. I don't want to add value, so I want to add value later. And I certainly want to increase the price later when I have more value in there that is being used by people and they're implementing, and you're getting testimonials and stuff from them that adds value. So let's have a look at your cost plus pricing. So you have your raw materials, you have your labor to add in, you have your instruments of labor for creating it, you have your outsourcing prices that you need to put in, you have your overhead costs, you need all that, and figure out what the cost price is. So what is the actual cost to create your product or service? And then you want to look at what your revenue targets and profit margin is. What do you want to get at the end and work your way back? So revenue targets decide how much you want to earn in a certain period of time. And the profit margin decides how much profit you'd like to make on each product. So have a look at those and make a sort of initial decision on what you would like in 6 months' time from this product or service. And then have a look at whether you're underpricing or overpricing what your product or service is if you have a certain price point for it. Because customers usually buy because of value, not price. So underpricing can hurt the perception of value, while overpricing can drive customers to your competitors. So even though I have a founder's rate right now for my membership, it's just because there's some things that are missing, and it's just in the initial stage. But certainly at another time, I'm not going to reduce it down to a rate because it will be considered undervalued and people won't consume it. So ask your customers, get regular feedback from customers, and take every interaction opportunity you can get to figure out what they find of value in your product or service, and make it an ongoing part of your business operations. If people are always constantly saying that your product is underpriced, well, maybe it is, and you should consider adding some value so it is at the price that they feel it is the value of. Test any new idea for pricing. You can test new offers and prices on your new customers, see if they take them up on it. You can also try split testing your price, so offering the same product at 2 price points to 2 different markets and see which sells better. This will certainly give you some feedback on what is your pricing like and whether or not your price point is working well. And then obviously we're going to be considering all of this, and we're going to be looking at later how to quickly determine a price point for your product or service. So let's just figure out right now what you think your price should be, and then work backwards and see from discussions with your customers whether your price is too low or they think it's not of enough value. And so this is an idea on another thing you always have to keep ahead of, and that is, what is the value of what you offer versus the price of what you offer, and should you be increasing the value or should you be increasing the price? This is Jane Gardner, and we'll talk again. Well, I hope that will give you some ideas to implement in your own business. And if you want more, go to boahb.com and subscribe.